Welcome to the second episode of Boertjie en Os. In this episode, we're kicking off our new series on South African game reserves, starting with the incredible Pilansberg National Park. Pilansberg National Park, for those that didn't know about it, has got 5 fascinating lesser-known facts. This park is nestled in South Africa's northwest province. Pilansberg National Park is one of the country's most unique safari destinations. Just north of Rustenburg and bordering the famous Sun City Resort, this 572 square kilometer park is packed with natural wonders, ancient history, and rich wildlife. First fact: born from a long extinct volcano, Pilansberg is the only game reserve set in an ancient alkaline ring complex. One of just 3 in the world, the dramatic hills and valleys were shaped by a massive volcano that erupted 1.2 billion years ago. This same rock formations that inspired the name Kwamaritane means place of the rock. The second lesser known fact is that a land of ancient civilizations. Archaeologist evidence reveals human settlement dating back to 7050 AD. From Iron Age and Stone Age artifacts scattered across the park, these remains trace the lives of early Tswana communities who once lived and farmed the area. The third lesser known fact is the Operation Genesis, the world's largest game relocation operation. In the 1980s, Pilansberg became home to over 6,000 animals moved from other reserves during Operation Genesis, the largest wildlife translocation project ever attempted. This ambitious effort transformed former farmland into a thriving ecosystem filled with lions, elephants, buffalo, hippo, rhinos, giraffes, and crocodiles, and more than 350 species of birds. The fourth lesser-known fact is the lion's legacy. The average lifespan of lions in the park is around 12 years, but one famous lion, Ketimetsi, reached an impressive 17 years old at Kwamaritane. These lions are descendants of those introduced from Namibia in the early 1990s. And the last lesser-known fact is best wildlife viewing spots in Pilansberg National Park. For unforgettable game sightings, visit the Mankwe and the Makuwane heights. With patience, visitors can spot elephants, rhinos, lions, crocodiles, hippos, birds, and even terrapins, all thriving along the park's central Mankwe Dam. And I'll just mention a few other interesting facts. This park was established in 1979 as a major conservation and community upliftment project. As mentioned earlier, the area of this park is 572 square kilometers. It is the 4th largest game reserve in South Africa. Currently, there is over 10,000 large mammal species and 360 bird species. It's a unique setting, a transition zone between Kalahari and Lowveld, creating diverse vegetation and animal life. And the nearby Sun City Resort and the Black Rhino Private Reserve is linked to Pilansberg. From ancient volcanoes and early human settlements to modern conservation triumphs, Pilansberg National Park stands as a living example of nature's resilience and South Africa's conservation success story. So I just want to share to you guys my personal experience of Pilansberg. And Pilansberg's got a very special place in our hearts because we grew up in Rustenburg, and we had a farm in Rustenburg, and this is the guest house of my parents in Rustenburg, and my father grew up in Pilansberg as a small boy, running through the bushfield, and all our family graves, and still the ruins of the farm is all still in Pilansberg, and once a year we get the opportunity to go and clean, all around the graveyards, just to look a bit neater, and that there's a bit of maintenance on it, and that's why it just have this special place in our hearts. And we, just before we came to Australia, we decided that we will go and camp in Pilansberg, and because we sold most of all our stuff, we borrowed this tent and some camping equipment, so that we were just able to enjoy about 4 days or so in Pilansberg for old time's sake, and hopefully we'll have the opportunity to go back in pretty soon. We enjoyed camping in Bakubung. We enjoy camping in Bakubung more than at Manyane. The reason for that is we feel that it's a quieter camp. Manyane can get quite busy, and there's most of the times that we were there at night, we can hear the lions roar, and it's special. And it's from that side of the park, it's just quieter when you start your early morning trip to go to the heights. And our routine usually is to get up at 5 in the morning, and when the gates open, to head off to the first height, and sit in a height and wait for the sun to set, and do a bit of bird watching, drink coffee and eat rusks, Oma's boerbeskuit, for those of you that would know that, and then a bit of yogurt and muesli, and wait for the animals usually to come down and have a drink, and spend some time in the water. And as soon as the heights gets too busy, then we'll pack up and we do a trip of game viewing around the park, and we would plan our day in such a way that we're back in camp around about 11 o'clock, 11:30, and then have a rest, swim, cool down, cool off, and be ready for the afternoon trip. That's about 3 o'clock, anything from 3 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, heading back for sightseeing, and plan so that we get to a height at about 5 o'clock and sit in a height until the gates, just before the gates close at the camp, and it's a beautiful time of day to sit in a height and just see how the day ends and enjoy it. And the reason I also enjoy Pilansberg that much is bird watching is good for us. Every time we went there, I enjoy eyeing the trees. I'm mad about that shepherd tree. It's one of my favorite trees. In Pilansberg, on the one side of the park, there's a lot of shepherd trees, and the Tamboti forests along the edges of the hills is beautiful. And usually there's elephants and between the Tamboti. And for those South Africans, I would know, you don't braai with Tamboti. So when you're at your campsite, don't collect Tamboti. And the combretums, all the bush willows, is also just got a special place in my heart. And then lavender trees, there's a lot of lavender trees as well. And bird watching is, like I've mentioned, is good. So when you do tree eyeing, you usually see a lot of birds and game, and we also into small game and even reptiles and insects. That just keeps the game viewing a bit more interesting. And so for our next episode, we'll discuss Mapungubwe, And not long before we came to Australia, we went to Mapungubwe. In Mapungubwe, in the northern part of the country, it's also got a special place in my heart. It's very rich in history, and I'd like to share that with you guys as well. But for now, for you guys that visited Pilansberg before and had great experiences, please share that with us in the comments. And if you may be looking forward to go and visit Pilansberg, let us know and we can maybe give you some tips. It's close to Johannesburg, it's not far, and maybe, you know, staying over at Rustenburg and then heading off to Pilansberg for 2 or 3 days is a good trip to enjoy. See you guys next time and enjoy your time.